Alright, sweet. Hey guys, I'm Veronica. I'm talking about radiography today. I'm a full-time radiographer, I just graduated last year. This handbook is what they told us to buy in the first year. It's pretty much all the things that you need to know, but extra, because a lot of that is old school stuff. So, can I summarize it in a few words? I can summarize it in one word, and that's placement. So besides x-rays, you're going to be doing a lot of placement. It's probably like 52 weeks of placement total out of a 4-year degree. You don't do anything in the first year, but from second year onwards, you're just going to be doing a lot of placement. So I'm just going to prepare you for that before anything else. So I'm going to separate it by first year and then the rest of your degree. So in first year, you're pretty much learning the basics of everything. So you're going to do biochem, physics, you're going to do sociology, which is like a one-off subject for some reason, and then after that, these two are pretty much the only ones that matter. So you're going to do radiographic evaluation, which is learning how to read the x-rays, besides learning how to take the x-rays. And that's really important for when you start, because you need to know, like, why do we need to take these x-rays? What extra x-rays do you need to take so the patient gets like the best result for you? And then you get structure, function, and disease, which is learning like all the diseases related to like a certain body part, or yeah, pretty much that, like, in summary. So this is the Diagnostic Radiography calendar. So you start your placements in second year. So you do all your normal subjects first. So you do 3 subjects during the semester. And then unfortunately, they do make you go on placement during your semester break. So I'm going to prepare for that as well. We had to start placement pretty early in the 3rd year as well, so you don't really get much of a break after you finish second year. So they're by 6-week blocks. You can go to a hospital, private practice, or a rural practice. So for hospitals, it's a pretty good experience if you want to see like different, more interesting things. Like if you go to St. George Hospital, that's pretty popular for like accidents and things. So you're going to see a lot of emergency cases, a lot of blood sometimes, a lot of bodily fluids as well. Private practice is really good because they usually like to hire students. So if you're looking in terms of job prospects, if you do well in the placement, they like to ask you if you want to work there. Sometimes you can volunteer, which is really good for your resumes and stuff. And also they do send you to rural placement. So at minimum, you'll get 1 rural placement. If you do want to plan it properly, you can volunteer to go. You can. What I did in my first rural is I planned it with my friends. So 5 of us went to Newcastle together at the same time. We got a house. It was pretty fun. But the only thing that's crappy about placement is it's unpaid, and you're not going to have time to work if you're going to rural, and you kind of have to like plan around it. But the only good thing is that they give you the calendar beforehand. So how does it compare to high school? It's pretty much, they throw you right into real life, because once you finish your first year, you're just working all the time. So I mean, that's good for when you actually start your real job. And yeah, not really much of high school like flows over. Maybe a bit of bio, a bit of chem, physics. I didn't do physics in high school, so physics in uni was a bit hard for me, but it's fine, like you'll get through it. The reason I chose my degree is because I was interested in healthcare, but I was too dumb for med and I didn't really want to do nursing. So radiography is pretty like a good start because it can lead into other things. So again, if you're interested in healthcare, I think this is a good place to start. It does lead to a lot of other things which I'll talk about, but yeah, like preparing you again, it's pretty graphic sometimes. You get to know a lot of the patients that you work with, especially if they're in hospital and stuff. So, and it's also different every day, so you'll never have like a boring day. So in terms of radiography degree, you qualify, you finish as a qualified radiographer, so that's just pretty much taking x-rays. So that's what you're doing the whole time as a student, but as soon as you get out of uni, you can learn how to do CT scans. You don't really need to do any extra study for CT scans, they just train you on the job. A lot of radiography is like learning on the job. But what you can go into is MRI, so that's the next step up. You don't have to study for that either, because sometimes they offer it to you as well, but there is a master's degree in MRI. You can also go into sonography, which is ultrasound. There is also treatment for like cancers and stuff, you can go into that as well. And there's also the technology side. So with X-rays, there's a lot of different companies like Siemens and Philips, so that's like the machines you're actually using, the workflow system you're using. So if you're interested in that, you can go into that as well. A lot of misconceptions about radiography is we're not doctors. So we can't tell you if there's something wrong with you because we're actually not allowed to. Doctors are radiologists. So if you want to be a radiologist, you got to go into med, and then you're going to specialize in radiology. So that picture, I don't know if you guys have seen it everywhere. It's that boba picture, that girl that drank like a crap ton of boba and it showed up in her x-rays. That's not real. So you can't actually see pearls in an x-ray. So that's just crap. That's actually like shit. Yeah. I don't know if you saw that picture as well, the baby one. That's what they say to x-ray babies in hospitals and stuff. That's really old. We don't actually, like, I've never seen that used ever, because we just get the parents to like hold the babies, and that's it. You also don't get that much radiation. If you do get a lot of radiation, they're not going to let you work anymore. So yeah, you don't really have to worry about that, because I think a whole year's worth of x-ray, do you know what it was? Like a whole year's worth of x-rays is really, it's not much at all. Because you're always going to be protected. You stand behind like lead shielding. You can wear lead shielding if you want to as well while you're working, but it's just really heavy. But yeah, we're not doctors. Advice I would give to you guys is, because you have so much placement, just make sure you have a balance in like work and like uni and your social life, because you're going to have a lot. Like, I can't emphasize enough that you'll have so much placement. So when you don't have placement, make sure you have like time to yourself. Make sure you have like a job that's kind of flexible, because you're not going to be able to work while you're on placement. You're just going to be so tired. But yeah, also expanding on what they said, yeah, networking is really important, because the radiography world is really small. You pretty much see the same people all the time. You can ask like someone that's from Newcastle, oh yeah, like my friend is like, my friend works at Sydney, and they know who they are, because the radiography world is really small, and because you have placement everywhere, you know everyone. And yeah, so if you're into healthcare, if you guys like interesting stories, which I have a lot of, I recommend, yeah, going to radiography. But really keep the placement in mind, so yeah. Any questions? No?